Oh, yeah. What's up, guys? Hey, how are we? Welcome back to another episode of Cast Me Outside with me, your host, Aaron Scholl. Today's date is March 6th, 2025. This is your first time watching an episode of Cast Me Outside. Hey, welcome. My name is Aaron. I'm a stand-up comedian. This is my podcast. Right now, this show is basically like a video diary where I just kind of break down things that are on my mind and what's going on in my kind of day-to-day life, going over the little steps that I'm making to reach my goals. And then towards the end of the show, I find an advice and I go through the advice, try and give them advice and try to be entertaining at the same time. So if you're into like a guy talking about his life or self-improvement or advice, you've come to the right place. Welcome. Let's get into it. This is a rough episode for me to record. Don't have a lot going on. I'm so sorry. I just came back from comedy. I overslept in my nap. Well, my nsdr, which I will say I have been really enjoying nsdr, but I have been falling asleep right afterwards. So maybe I need to set like a 45-minute timer so I don't and continue to do what I have been doing, which is falling asleep right after and then sleeping for like an hour, probably like an hour total for the entire. By the time I lay down to do nsdr, by the time I wake up. But I will say nsdr, like these meditation things, it is definitely like a skill. Or it's something you get better at with practice. And then what they do is they kind of like guide you on an adventure through your body. You like kind of check in on all these different nodes of your body. And as I've been doing it, I feel like it definitely has been getting easier. If someone's like, you're closing your eyes and they're like, okay, now you're paying attention to the tip of your index finger. And it's like, boom, I go right there. And my index finger is the I can just feel the sensation of my index finger. It's kind of trippy to think about. Like we have all these parts of our bodies that we like never check in on. Like it's almost like we're not like conscious of our ears. It's like oh you never really think about the tip of your nose unless it's not like it's never like, or hardly ever like a conscious body part that you check in on. But yeah, I came back from open mic. I posted a picture from when I went to Austin and performed at the Mothership, and which I did that a couple years ago, but I never posted it, and I just kind of posted it just because I was like, come on, Aaron, this is like a great fucking post. This is a great experience. This is like, one, the reason why you went to Austin, and two, it's like, just a great experience for someone who was 2 years into comedy to be able to go and do open mics in a different city and state, and then make it on the most popular or talked about club, probably in the world, or at least in the United States. So even though it was like just luck, but I got lucky and I had that experience, and it's definitely a part of like my comedy credits, even though it's a fucking open mic. So it's literally exactly what we're doing here. So it's like literally it's not much better. I mean, it was better, but it's in the scheme of like career moving things, it's just a fun little clout. But so many people ask me about that, and I feel a little bad because it kind of seemed like I just went there and this just happened. I mean, the date of the open mic is on the lineup list that I posted. It's just a picture of me in Mitzi's bar, and then the lineup for the open mic that night. And I must have been sloppy, and my C must have looked like an O, so my name is Aaron Soholl, Soholl. And I remember I was like, oh my God, are they not going to let me perform? Like, this is what I was thinking in the back of my head when I saw that I spelled that they misread my name or I spelled it shittily. I don't want to say I spelled my name wrong because I didn't. I spelled it sloppily. I didn't spell it wrong. And I remember going up to the bouncer and I was like, I swear it's me, man. Do you need to see my ID? And I totally was making it way more dramatic than it was. I could have just been like, it's actually Aaron Scholl. Just no somebody named Aaron Soho was going to pop out of the blue. Now you have to fight to the death. Now you have to roast battle each other. It's like, well, you're talking to the runner-up of Savannah's Down and Dirty roast battle. So I'm going to give you a run for your money, punk. But yeah, it was really nice getting like a lot of people wanting to talk to me about that. Get a little bit of clout, it gives you a little bit of clout. And, there's a part of me that thinks I posted it because I was coming off of the high from the clip getting 100,000 views. So, I was like all cracked out on the phone. I was like, oh, I need to post something that'll get me them good likes. And I posted The Mothership, the comedy fucking mecca. And I was talking to another guy about moving to Austin. He was like super encouraging. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but there's this idea if you talk about your goals, it feels pretty good. If you're like, I'm writing a book. And then your friend's like, holy shit, dude. Yeah. And then you're like, yeah, I'm writing a book. And then you go home and you have no motivation to write a book because you're in a dopamine trough because you just got all that dopamine from like the approval of the thought of it by celebrating the thought of it with your friend. So they're like, don't tell your goals to people because that's going to happen to you. So I was just thinking, do I say too much? What do you think is the worst filler? Me, I guess I use silence as a filler. Instead of ums, I just let it kind of hang, which I know is probably a bad habit, and I would really like to be more concise with my speech. So we'll get there. I do feel like things are getting a little bit easier talking wise. Definitely moments of doubt when recording these. But, there is a liberty or there is like a bit of freedom that you get from knowing no one cares. It's not a big deal. Just do it. Enjoy yourself. Try and create something. And yeah, I got 4 reviews. That's the fact of that should be worse than your imagined whatever shit talking or people making fun of you. So it's like, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna keep on going. If this is something you enjoy, keep going. I had an okay set. Try and do some newer jokes. My heart's not in the jokes. My heart ain't in the jokes, guys. But you know what my heart is in? The warrior archetype. I'm going to record that over this weekend, and I'll have it either Monday or Tuesday next week, probably Tuesday. Because I went back in, re-listened to some stuff, took some notes. I feel like I gave it the amount of time, and I'm excited. It was a bit of a journey there where I was like a little bit like, oh, is this not going to be as cool or as easy to talk about? Like, is this not going to capture my attention enough? Am I going to like have to kind of squeeze water from a rock with this? But no, after listening to like a couple decent lectures, I feel like I have some interesting talking points that I'm excited to hash out and share with you guys. I had a really good moment with a girl. Like, okay, so girl at the bartender. And this is going to sound so simple and so easy that you're going to be like, why are you telling me this, Aaron? But I'm going to tell you the mood and energy just completely changed. And I think all I did was square up to her, look down, kind of give her like a say hello with my eyebrows. And I think there was like a moment where she was like taken aback, but she liked it because she seemed like she got like instantly friendlier, instantly like her attention of me maybe that little playfulness with the eyebrows, maybe that was like enough novelty to get her attention. So it might be a little bit creepy, but I've been practicing my little waves with the eyebrows. I think that's the best way to meet people. Make eye contact, give them a little wiggle with the eyebrows. If they are receptive to that, go talk to them and see if you can get the ball rolling. I've been kind of obsessed with my posture for the past 2 days. I went to the gym yesterday, last day of the 2-week challenge. I watched a video, and the guy was another Chase Hughes thing, but he's like, okay, so this is it for posture. Have your ears above your heart and your heart above your pelvis, and just try and get that comfortable where you can be that tall and that aligned, but you're not stiff. So I've been fucking with it. It's definitely a super conscious thing, and I definitely think I'm trying to add like 10 things to how I socialize when I should be trying to add like one thing to my socialization like repertoire. I'm like really trying to add posture, eye contact, like a little bit of. And honestly, I feel like I've been making like just like I said this in a couple episodes ago, just like nice, not leering, but like I'm just looking. I don't know. What I do is I try to like actually look at their face and actually see if I can see what emotion is etched into their face. And I've noticed I get annoyed when people are wearing baseball hats. I'm like, dude, I want to see if you have lines on your forehead. And it's interesting. Like I have like a lot of lines on my forehead. This is such a funny story. One time I was streaming on Twitch and I got this one message over and over and over again. And it was in different languages, and I went to Google Translate, and it was like in Arabic or something. It was like, you have 7 lines on your forehead. It was like some diss about the number of lines on my forehead in like 7 different languages. It was ridiculous. I was like, what the fuck? Now, okay, good. Now I have to be self-conscious about my hairline and my 7 brow. But yeah, I definitely have like a seeking rapport, social eyebrow raise type face. Not like a skeptical or super angry. I don't know. I don't think I'm a psychopath. That's like something that I'm not that I'm scared of it. You know what? I'm kind of like, I think I'm just trying to think myself out of making the big change, the big move, because Chase Hughes was also like, people just lose all their empathy in a big city. So you start like ignoring things that like just the act of ignoring them kind of makes you fucked up. So and I was like, oh no, am I going to go to the city and be either meet a psychopath or I don't know. I don't think I want to become a psychopath. I really do think it's just, bad habits from childhood and ADHD. That's kind of the root of my awkwardness. I don't think it's some sort of, or maybe like a little bit of narcissism, but I think it's mostly ADHD. ADHD with a touch of narcissism. No psychopathy. That's something that's been happening on stage. I've been like mouthing a word and not saying it. Oh my god, I have to look this up. It's called like the Alice in Wonderland test, and this was something that they would do in Scientology. And you say like a nonsense sentence, and then so apparently you say a nonsense sentence, and then the next sentence that makes sense, because the nonsense sentence knocked the person off their like center of gravity so much, or their center of like understanding, that the next thing you say that actually is coherent, they really grab onto. I would love to like these podcasts, and I don't know, with these people, I don't know. Yeah. Here I am saying I don't know again, but Obviously, it's not going to be the perfect product where they talk about the exact questions you want answered, Aaron. So I don't know why I'm disappointed, but there's a part of me that feels like something is lacking, and I'm a little disappointed. But yeah, interesting set. It was, but I felt good and chatty, and I had that one moment where I feel like I got that waitress's attention in like a really kind of good and instant way. So that felt like, it's all vibes. I've been trying to think. I've been trying to like, I don't know. I feel like my vibe's been up. I'm like scared to be like, I feel so good. Oh, I was slipping. I did fucking text the ex-girlfriend. And then that almost spiraled into a bad habit. Like it almost like triggered a cascade of bad habits. And I stopped myself and did something different. So the goddamn phone, man. Like I could just tell. I was very much like, ooh, give me a reason to keep checking it. I just relished opening and closing apps and seeing no notifications. It was sick. So let's hope that shakes up for me. I want to do a lot tomorrow. I feel like I'm already over fucking booked. Just for things that I want to do. But if I go to the gym and then go right to a mic and then go home and play a little video games and relax, sounds like a pretty good fucking Friday. I don't know if anything else is on my mind. We can just get into advice. This advice is a little weird. I'm sorry, guys, for this episode. Yeah, just listened to podcasts all day. At work, it was nice. Workday went by pretty fast. I'm out of coffee. I really need to find a girl that likes coffee. I think that's like my goal is to start. Sorry, let me take a drink of this. Start looking for what I want and not being so easy to placate. Just being like, I can just feel it in my bones. Just the placating, just the yes dear, whatever you want dear. Just because I don't know. I don't know if I'm so scared of losing them. I don't have any like abundance mindset. Like, just don't want to put the work in again after investing and then realizing, oh, I'm gonna have to kind of reinvest when like, yeah, we have a bad relationship, but it's a comfortable bad relationship that dips its toes into good. So I'm just gonna keep this kind of stay in this hell because it's at least meeting one of my needs. When I should really be out there trying to find someone who I probably don't have to placate to. So I think I don't know. I used to say this when I first started my dating journey before this breakup. Trying to get good with women is like the first step to self-improvement. Because it's like, oh, okay, now I want to get my hair cut. Now I want to put on deodorant. Now, like, I think about getting, like, it sucks because getting ready for the gym feels like I'm getting ready for like a date or prom. I'm like, oh shit, does my hair need to look good? No, I think really I need to just have a good vibe. The vibes just need to be good. The hair doesn't need to be good. Just, a little wink. And, if they're not into it, don't take it too personally. You got other stuff going on. Okay, little dating advice tangent. Let's go back to advice. I don't even know. This is going to be weird. I fucked myself and I don't know how to reverse the effects. I am completely fucked, guys. Irreversibly fucked. Irreversible. They say the amount of fucked I am is irreversible, guys. I've turned to you, internet, for advice. So basically, my ex was very emotionally unavailable. He used to ignore me, and I got texts every 3 to 4 days from him. Okay, yeah, that's fucked up. He ain't your boyfriend. I hate how much I resonate with all the girl shit. I resonate so much with it. It's like, oh, why aren't you texting me? Oh my god. I wish I could be the douchebag who texts back in 4 days. No, I'm the douchebag who texts back in 4 minutes. And when I don't text back, it feels like I'm playing a game. But it feels like I'm playing a game, and then there's this like emotional or not emotional. There's just an unclosed loop of, oh, I have to send this text back. What am I going to say back to him? And I can say this, I can say that, I can say the other thing. Okay, so you were dating a douchey, an emotionally unavailable guy, someone who just wasn't willing to put in minimum effort. They weren't willing to put in the minimum effort necessary. Which, I want to talk to the person who I like every day. Which there was a part of that backfired. The over communicating can definitely backfire, especially if you're a guy. Like, you can't be so available. You have to have boundaries, And that is kind of like the warrior. The warrior, he sets boundaries. He kind of defends your values. He defends your mission. Like, without a strong warrior, you're kind of just sitting around. I forgot what word they use, but you're not taking action. Okay, warrior tangent over. So I got this habit of imagining and talking to him in my head. He dumped me. Yeah, I get that. I have a lot of conversations in my head with people. I feel like in the past couple of months they've toned down. They're not as frequent, but I know exactly how you feel. I think maybe that's why I picked this, just because it's like the conversations in my head. I think as far as stopping those, I think you can kind of like take a step aside, look at them and say, what does this, like, sometimes I just am convinced I need something running in my head at all time just to kind of, I don't know, fill life. I don't know why I have to have like these little scenarios playing out. But okay. But I somehow can't stop talking to him in my head. I don't know how to reverse this. I'm trying my best to stop making up conversations in my head. I really want to know how to break off this habit. Dude, I still have little dialogues in my head with like a version of my ex and me. How do you stop it? I did peek at some of the other people's comments on this, and they were just like, give it time. And I'd have to agree with that. You can start making the conversations absurd. It's kind of like an NLP thing, where if you have like a really traumatic memory, you can kind of lessen its effects, the emotional effects of that memory, by like remixing the memory in your head. So remember change the brightness of the memory, change the speed of the memory, make the memory where you're all wearing funny clothes, make the memory where it's all high pitched, like kind of confuse your brain about the memory. And that's like kind of actually supposed to like help lessen the effects of it. So yeah, I'm having a conversation in my head too, But yeah, maybe make the conversations ridiculous. That'd be my advice. Okay, guys, I think we finally had a short episode. I'm okay with that. We went over on a ton of other stuff. Got a busy weekend this weekend. Hopefully I can be super productive. I think the key to that is waking up early. If I can wake up at 9, I'll be a fucking winner. So wish me luck with my Lent journey to keep my cell phone out of my bed. And that is it for this episode of Cast Me Outside. It's been a lot of fun, but we're done. Gotta run. Thank you this time for your time. And until next time, keep on living and loving. Peace.